Hello, this is TelecomTV. I'm Martyn Warwick and we're here at Broadband World Forum 2016 in London's Docklands, and I'm talking with Patrick Chataignier, who is Director of Cloud and Box Innovation at Orange. Patrick, welcome. Thanks for talking to us. I'm going to ask a fairly obvious question to start with so that people who are watching will know what it means. I know what cloud is. What's box innovation?
So, Martin, what's box innovation? Well, we are talking about the internet box that carriers are putting at the disposal of the mass market. So, obviously, Orange is a strong actor in the internet market. So, we are providing an internet box for many countries. And the innovation for this kind of services aims at providing new services for customers, and it turns out that Orange now is desperate to become a software company. So that means for the box, for instance, is try to make the most of the power of box, because we are proud to have the most powerful box in France. But if you don't have any service on your box, then it's useless for customers. So the box innovation consists in trying to invent new services for entertainment, for security, that our users will enjoy at their home.
So is this purely a consumer play looking at domestic premises, or is there an enterprise side to it as well?
No, on my team, we are just working for the B2C market. So we are focused on the mass market and services that the man in the street can have at home.
Okay, thank you. Now, we're at the Broadband World Forum, as we said at the top of this. What are you here for? What have you been talking about? Who have you been talking to?
So, it's quite an interesting question. I was here to receive an award yesterday.
Congratulations.
I didn't know that we would win. But
that's good.
Yeah, my team and I, we won an award for a new service. I might give some words on it. And we were awarded a special prize for the best connected home service of the year. And our service is called TV Lights. So we came to the Broadband World Forum for the award ceremony. And I also came because I had a speak earlier this morning on innovation. So maybe I can give you a
please. I was going to say
TV Lights.
Please do.
So TV Lights, it's a brand new service that will come to the market next year in France, and it's an immersive TV experience that will allow Orange users to benefit from a complete new experience with the lights. Maybe you know, Martin, Ambilight TV screens?
I do, I've got one.
You got one?
Yeah.
So it's even better than Ambilight, because Ambilight were TV screens from Philips with LED bulbs at the back of the TV, and the lights would synchronize with the content on TV. But Orange and my team, we have developed a complete new service that will allow users to synchronize as many as 9 lights with their Orange TV. And so it's more immersive than Ambilight, and we have partnered with Philips to do it, but it's a solution that Orange has done, and we have developed the algorithm. And so it's still an innovation, but it will reach the market in France in the next month.
Really interesting, because I love my Ambilight, but it takes some getting used to. At first you think what's going on, but after a few hours you just love it. So it's intriguing to know that the technology is carrying on. But expand on that a little bit for me. So up to 9 lights. What, in the room, the entire room, or how does it work?
Yeah, you have to dispose your lights in your living room, for instance, or in the place where you're watching your TV. So you can put the lights around your TV, but it's like a light surround system. So you can have also lights at the back and also at the top. So if you are watching, for instance, a sunset, then you will see the light at the top that will go orange, for instance.
Yeah.
And the other lights at the back or in front will take a different color depending on what's going on the TV screen.
So the award, and then you've obviously been talking to people here at the event. What sense are you getting of the state of the market? There's a lot of talk here about the connected home, the intelligent home, the smart home, and of course lots and lots of stuff about virtualization, cloudification and so on. How do you see these playing together, and what have you gathered from this event to give you some kind of a snapshot of the state of the industry right now?
I think that, what's happening on connected objects is obviously gaining momentum, but I have the feeling that we are still driven by technology and that companies rely on products they are trying to develop. But I think the challenge is try to think about services that will really meet the user needs, because it can be very funny to try to think, oh, okay, what can we do with these lights, or what can we do with these products we can connect between each other. But if it doesn't appeal to the users with real usage, then I think it's still something that will be just like a gadget. So I think the market is still in its infancy, and I think marketing people have a huge responsibility to try to think about things that will really make a difference in the home of our users. So this is my feeling is that there are many things going around on this, but we have to make things that are useful.
Very interested to hear you say that for a couple of reasons. I was talking to someone earlier on today about the comparative failure of 3D televisions, which is a technology looking for an audience, because there aren't that many films now. It is a socially isolating experience. You put the glasses on, you're not in the same contact with your family, your friends, as you would be before. And then we were talking about virtual reality and how that again isolates the individual. You're in your own world. And they're talking about technology that will allow others to interact with that. And this whole thing about the technology, which is fantastic and which drives things in the first place. Orange, the service provider and network, is based on telecommunications technology. But ensuring that you have customer feedback and intelligence in the customer to know what they want is the hard part. The last question to you is, how do you know?
How do we know? I think you have taken, Martin, very good examples, and I think 3D is such a strong one, because the service is incredible. Well, I've got a 3D TV screen at home, and when you're watching a 3D movie, it's incredible. But I think it has been a failure because, of course, you have to carry the glasses, but also it's quite expensive. You have to buy the 3D movie on a Blu-ray, for instance.
Yep.
And I think you know that your service is a good one when people find it very simple to use. And I think that try to speak to customers and not trying to set in the customer's mind by trying to invent things that customers would say, for instance, and try to meet customers. And I was speaking earlier this morning about the rich life of social networks, because in the past people would pay and spend lavishly on marketing studies. But now people speak on social networks. So if you try to listen to what people say on Twitter, for instance, you will gather a lot of useful information. And for instance, when you want to launch something, a new innovation on the market, trying to listen to what people say on Twitter, for instance, is very interesting and very compelling. So I think it's one way to get useful information and useful feedback from the market is try to have ears on social networks.
It's a very good point. I've not thought of that before, but yes, can you then, I know I said it was the last question, I'm going to add this to it. When you're getting that kind of information from a social network like that, can you organise it and draw conclusions from it in such a way that will be relevant to your offer to the market?
But I think the customer's feedback, in the past we would rely on customers' feedback to build products. Yeah. But I think it's sometimes, and most of the time, it will not help. I think you have to take risk, try to build prototypes, and then, only then, you need to ask people what they think about it, and to put the products in their hands, they will use it and say, okay, it's a great one. I think it's a mistake to try to get customers' feedback, to think about a new product and try to ask them, what do you want? People don't know what they want.
True.
You should know.
Really, really interesting. Patrick Chataignier, thank you very much.
Thank you, Martin.